I look cute. Okay, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a little chit chat. Get ready with me. No long intro, but here you go. Happy Sunday. It is January 19th. Okay, first thing I want to talk about the TikTok ban. So I live in the US. I feel like everyone knew that there was going to be a TikTok ban. They kept saying it, but I didn't really think they were going to be that serious about it. And then also, it's so embarrassing how like down bad I was. When I tell you, it was like what, 10:30 when mine stopped working. I was like, okay, I'll just, I was on Twitter, I was on Instagram, but nothing. I feel like nothing is like TikTok. I mean, like Instagram is more like, I don't really do reels. Like I don't look at Instagram reels like that. YouTube Shorts, I feel like is like, it's okay, but it's not okay. I know this looks crazy, but it matches. Like after you blend it out, I don't sleep through the night. So I always wake up around like 3, 4 in the morning and I scroll on TikTok. And so I woke up and I was like, what do I do? Like there's no TikTok. I just felt so bored. So bored. So, and I'm the type of person, I hate being bored. Next morning I woke up and I don't think I realized how much I used TikTok until it was like muscle memory, like trying to open the app, open the app, open the app. And then I went on a 5-mile walk today, and I usually like will either listen to a podcast for a little bit and then I'll bounce through TikTok and just like scroll and like more so listen than watch, like scroll as I walk. When I tell you this felt like the longest walk ever because I didn't have TikTok. And I was just like, this is embarrassing. Like I'm 25 years old and I'm addicted to this little app. Like it's actually humiliating. And then now it's 3 o'clock basically. TikTok came back at like what? Was it like 1 p.m.? Like 1:30? What was the point in taking it for 15 hours? What was the point? What was the point? I don't get it. Also, I feel like it opened up like a bigger conversation. I saw people commenting like, oh, now influencers are gonna have to get like a real job, or they're gonna be out of work, they're gonna be working at McDonald's. Funny, not funny, but like just interesting, because I was like thinking about TikTok compared to YouTube or what other apps are there? YouTube, Instagram, Twitter doesn't really count because I mean you can't really be. Remember when being Twitter famous was a thing? Like people were like Twitter famous, but now it's like not really a thing. So more so Instagram and YouTube, or I'll just say YouTube. But you can be like TikTok famous and have like a few, like 20,000 followers and all that, and like people won't really care about you as much. Like, how do I explain? Like this one girl I follow was talking about how she didn't want to start using Instagram for content creation because she's had her Instagram. She's like in her 20s now, but she's had her Instagram since like 8th grade, and she only has 4,000 followers on there. But on TikTok, she has like, I think she had like 30K or something like that. But I feel like TikTok doesn't translate to actually having like a fan base. I use the word fan loosely because obviously it's just social media, but like, how do I explain this? Okay, so if you have someone who like has a YouTube, I feel like a TikTok platform isn't useless. I feel like not useless, but it's not that useful unless you're like really big on there. Like you can be moderately big on YouTube. Okay, like numbers wise, I would say like 500 or let's say 300K on TikTok is like the equivalent to like 25K on YouTube in terms of like people actually being interested in you. And if you notice, people were like, all the influencers were like, oh, follow me to Instagram. And then people were saying like, oh, we're not following you guys to Instagram. Like we don't care that much. And that's kind of true, like not in a rude way, but a lot of the people who I follow on TikTok, who I like their content, I like watching them. I don't follow them on Instagram and I have no desire to. I don't know why, because it's not like I don't enjoy their content, but I feel like you're less invested in people you follow on TikTok. Like if you subscribe to someone on YouTube and actively watch their videos, like you have to actually care, like to sit down and watch a whole 20-30 minute video, versus TikTok is like 10 to 30 second clips of just like stuff that's mainly funny. So it takes nothing to follow someone on TikTok and have them pop up on your For You page every once in a while. But people who started off as like YouTubers and just came to TikTok, they have a high Instagram following, but the people who were just TikTokers, they don't have as high of a following. You don't even have to be like a big YouTuber, 1 million+ subscribers to like translate to Instagram and like other platforms. But for TikTok, it's a lot harder. You have to be like one of those people with like millions of followers to actually have people really care. Because on TikTok, it's like, it's kind of like a free-for-all. Like you'll follow anyone, you're not really selective. And it's like, not that it doesn't, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Like why we don't follow people to other platforms when we find them through TikTok. I don't know. So I feel like people being upset about how much money do people even really make on TikTok? That's another thing I wondered. I feel like TikTok spoiled a lot of people who got into content creation because it's like really low effort. Like even like the people who put more effort into their videos, and like it's still a lot less effort to be like high production on TikTok than it is on YouTube. Like YouTube, like this took me about an hour to like set up, move stuff around in my room, set up the lights, have the camera, put in a new SD card, link it to, like, it's a lot. And the average person doesn't even have time for that or doesn't want to. I still think it's a really good app. I love TikTok. I am glad it's back, but it made me realize I need to spend less time on there, because the way that I was like actually didn't know what to do with myself. Like I have so much respect for people who struggle with addiction, because I didn't know what it felt like. Like I felt like I was like itching, like I kept opening the app. I tried to use a VPN. I tried to use a Canada and Mexico VPN. It wasn't working. Based concealer, but I don't really like it. Let me just try this one size one. It's not that I don't like the concealer, it's just the color sometimes like it's a little bit too yellow. It looks brighter on camera, so just so you guys know. Okay, so what do we want to talk about next? What have I been up to? Okay, I just had my solo birthday trip. I don't want to talk about that too much because I'm going to make a whole video on it. I guess I'll talk about what I'm getting ready for. So I'm getting ready mainly to film some videos. And then also I have a bunch of different jobs basically. So one, I'm a real estate agent. Do I regret doing it? Honestly, a little, I don't know, a little bit. Like it's just annoying me. And I had the option to like basically quit, because the way real estate works is like you have to pay dues to like NAR, the National Association of Realtors, and then also to the MLS for your specific state. Mine is North Carolina. You have to pay it's every quarter, but then the end of the year, like before you're rolling over into the new year, you have like a bigger lump sum to pay. I think mine was like, this year it wasn't as bad as it was the previous years. This is my third, I don't know, year doing it. And it was like $800 something. It was like almost 900. And that might not sound like a lot to some people, but like when you don't have like, I have a job, but like not a job where I make a lot of money. So I was like, why am I going to spend that much money? And I've only sold one house, and it was to a family member. Like real estate is just not what I thought it was going to be. But then part of me has this thing where like I'm stubborn, and I'm like, I have to like see it through. I have to keep going, even though I know long term this isn't what I want to do, at least like residential sales and stuff. That's what I was saying. I'm a real estate agent, and then I work, do I want to say what? Okay, I have 3 different things going on. Oh, 4. Okay, so real estate, whatever. And then I'm also a photographer. Started off as like a passion that turned into a business. So I have that, but honestly, I haven't been making much money from photography lately. And then I have the 3rd job, but I'm not going to say that job because I just won't say. And then I work at a restaurant as a hostess. So at first I do like the other jobs like Monday through Friday, and I wanted a job to work on the weekends. Got the hostess job. At first I wanted to be a bartender, but then no one was taking me because they're like, you don't have experience, blah blah blah. So I went to an interview and I was like, oh, I'm into being like a server or a bartender. And he was like, oh, well, you need more experience, but we do need a host, so do you want to do that? So I was like, sure. So I've been doing that since October, November. And the job's actually good, but I just feel like it's not what I should be doing at this point in my life. And also it's not that much money. Like it's literally $16 an hour. And then after taxes, like, and I only work, so I work maybe like 3 to 4 days a week because it's like my part-time gig. And so I was thinking like if I could work somewhere where they'd let me serve, because I was talking to one of the servers at the place that I work at now, and she's like, oh yeah, girl, I got like $2,000 on my last check. I was like, what? So maybe I need to start serving. And so I applied to like some places yesterday, and so I'm gonna like get dolled up and then actually walk into the places and like talk to the manager and be like, hey, can you interview me? And we'll see how that goes. I feel like I'm at a place, I'm trying to start the new year and be positive, but I just find myself feeling very angry all the time. These days, I'm so easily provoked by things. Really, I don't know if it's just the older I get, I just get more irritable. Like, I just find myself feeling so, like, angry. And I don't want to be, like, ungrateful, but just, like, when I think about my life and stuff, I just get really irritated. Because it's, like, it feels like someone has a voodoo doll of me, and they're just, like, ruining my life. I don't know what I did to someone, but one of my ops has my voodoo doll and they won't leave me alone. No, but for real though, it feels not miserable, but just like, oh, like so frustrating. Like, it's just very irritating. Vision one thing and you think you worked, well, you worked hard to get something, and it's like, sorry, oh my gosh, sorry guys, my hair. And it's like all your work was for vanity, basically, because nothing turned out the way, not really the way you wanted it to, but like the way that it should have turned out, or that you think you deserved. Oh, excuse me, for it to turn out. It's just like I don't want to be a waitress. I really don't. I really, really don't. But I just need the money right now. And I'm also trying to pay off my credit card bills. That was one of my goals for this year. I wrote on my like list of things I'm gonna do is to zero debt. Well, student loans, but girl, I'm talking about credit card debt. Yeah, zero credit card debt. And honestly, my student loans aren't even that bad. I only have like a little over $5,000 in student loans because most of my school was free. But oh, that's another thing I wanted to touch on. Regretting going to college. So I have this like little phase where I was talking to my friend and I was telling her like, honestly, I've been thinking lately just about how everything has turned out, and part of me regrets going to college. And then she was like so surprised. She was like, really? Like, what about like the memories, like friends you made? And I do appreciate those parts. I really do. And I feel like it taught me a lot of life lessons, but I feel like college is marketed as like a tool for you to like get a career and make more money and whatever. And if I think about the way my life has gone in that like sector, college has done nothing for me. Like, why am I working as a hostess and making $16 an hour? Why am I doing that? And I have a whole college degree. that I didn't pay. Okay, so my school was like, let's say 25, it was like 20,000. I'll just round down, like 20,000 a year. I didn't pay the sticker price, but okay, so 20 times four. It's probably gone up actually. I wonder how much it is now. So 80,000. So you have something worth 80,000 that was supposed to bring you to a certain level or do something for you. And in return, you got nothing. So it's like the ROI on it, just like, it's just not what I thought it would be. I hate when people are like, as a society, but really, as a society, at least like American culture, I guess, or not even only American culture, but just in general, I feel like college is so pushed, and I do believe in like education. I think it's important, but I don't know if college is as important or as people make it out to be. I just don't know, because it's like the place that I'm in. Like for instance, at my host job, there's like how many over there? There's like 5, 6 different hosts, and one of them that I work with a lot, she's 17. So I remember like during a shift, like we're just like chatting, like talking, like she's just talking about what she wants to be, like what college she wants to go to. Did I say her age? She's 17. And just like different stuff she just like wants to do, interest, all that. And then when I was like standing there listening to her, I was like, it's so crazy because, girl, this makeup looks crazy. I was thinking it's so crazy because like she doesn't remind me of myself like personality wise, but hold on. Just the place she's at in her life, like being, okay, I'll come back whenever I wipe this off because this is like too distracting. Hold on. Just the fact that she's 17, she's like working a job, going to school, like she's doing stuff that I was doing when I was her age, and like having similar mindsets, like, oh, I want to go here, I want to do this when I'm older, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just thinking like, it just put like a mirror up to my face, like, look at you, you're 20, well, I started the job when I was 24, so you're 24, oh, excuse me, you have a college degree, like, you've lived this much life, and like, you're back working with her, like, you're back in the same place, almost, like, it reminds me of like where I was back then, and it feels like I've regressed, like, I'm not moving forward. I don't know if that makes sense, but it just made me so, like, down. Like, it was a big realization of how like stagnant I am, or like how I haven't really done much or like gone anywhere. The bit of a depressing realization, but yeah, I say that all that to say, like, girl, you went to college, a prestigious university, and what did it get you? So that's why I'm like, is it even worth it? And thank God I didn't really pay for it, because if I would have had to pay for it, like, no. And I thank my younger self, because originally I wanted to go like out of state for college, which I did kind of. I went to Howard for a year before I left. But I originally wanted to go to the University of Southern California or the University of Miami. And I got into U Miami, but it was just so expensive. And I thank myself for not committing, and like, it was like, what, 60,000 a year? And like taking all that out on loans, because like even younger me knew what was up. Like, I knew like who's gonna want to pay all this back. And like, now that I know what I know, like, I'm so happy I didn't do that. But yeah, I think overall that's part of like my goals for this year, is like to find my career path and like start in it. And also, I think I've realized maybe corporate America is just not for me. Because I don't know, I just feel like God is telling me, like, don't do it, don't do it. All these jobs I've applied to. And then I was thinking about it, like, you don't really even make that much money in corporate America. Like, I feel like I just don't want to. Like, who doesn't love money? Okay, maybe love is like a stretch. Like, doesn't the Bible say you shouldn't, like, love money? I don't know. But who, I guess the freedom of having it, like, who wants to work, not who wants to work hard, but it's like work smarter, not harder. Like what I'm doing now, I literally work between the 3 jobs, or 4, but the main ones are 2, like the main ones where I'm clocking in and out every day. I'll say 2 of them. I work literally Monday through Sunday. This is the first Sunday I've had off and I can't even tell you how long. And it's like I'm doing all that for an itty bitty paycheck. And it's like, is it worth it? No. Do you guys know that one TikTok of JT where she's like, what did she say? She's like, go clock in and get some money towards your check at the end of the month. That's very, 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 very small.
Go clock in. Go get some hours towards your check at the end of the week. That's very, very low.
That's how I feel. Like, I felt hit when I saw that because, wow, my checks are small. Ooh, my checks are small. But it's like the amount you're working and how you're working does not add up to the money. But then when I had my real estate deal go through, I mean, it was still like work, but it wasn't hard labor like I do with my jobs now. So that was like, what, a month and a half of work. And I got a check that would take me probably like 2 months slaving Monday through Sunday at these 2 jobs. You know, so I'm like, I need to like reapproach the way that I am working and trying to get money because, oh gosh, it's just no bueno. They have a name for it. Is it called the corporate veil, or is it called like, I'm gonna use some of this derma powder. Girl, I can't talk. Or it's basically like the CEOs, even the CEOs low-key can get taken advantage of, but they like condition people to work for corporate America, but it's like you're gonna hit a ceiling. And why is it normal? Like I've talked to like a bunch of different like career coaches and like just people throughout the past 3 years, and people are like, oh, you should only expect to make $40,000 a year, like for your first job as like a new grad. And I'm like, $40,000, sorry, but what am I gonna do with that? Huh? Like, and most degrees are worth more than $40,000. So why would you go to school to be making less money than what you paid to go to school for? Like, I don't know. I do not know. I've gotten so much better at, what is this called whenever you put this in your water line? It's tight lining? Whatever they call it. I've gotten so much better at that. I used to like cry when doing it. Can you guys even tell? What are we doing now? I think I'll do the lashes and then I'll wipe off the powder. Okay, this is the finished product. Oh, I'm gonna zoom in. Okay. This is the finished product. Looking at the monitor, I think it looks good. Better than I thought, considering I didn't really have a mirror. The mirror is like all the way over there, but I can't really get up close and personal. But yeah, this is the makeup. Hope you guys enjoyed this little random video. Please like, comment, subscribe. If you want to connect on Instagram, Instagram's right here, as well as TikTok, since we have that back now. And I will see you guys next time.